All right, we're just going to keep the music moving along here because there's so much today we're going to experience. We have a special guest, but you'll hear about that in this episode 398 of Fine Music from Murray himself. Go ahead, Murray.
Okay, so my find of the week is a local blues artist who I first saw at a few open mics and was very impressed by him, and I've since seen him perform a number of times, both solo and with his band. He had a really fun show last Friday night at one of the local bars. My God, that was a good time. But so he's goes by Son Henry. He grew up here in Rochester, moved to Texas, moved to Alaska, moved to Scotland, is back in Rochester, and he picked up musical influences everywhere he went. So he's going to give him a chance to play us a couple of tunes and tell us what they're about. Okay?
Nice.
So hit it, I guess, is the subtitle.
Yeah. Hit it.
Well, I hear you, Lord, and I see. Tell me what more can I do? Broken down road, I sleep on hard ground. Tell me what more can I do? Tell me what more can I, what more can I do? Tell me what more can I, what more can I do? It's a long road, I swear it's a hard road. Tell me what more can I do? Broken down road, I sleep on hard ground. Tell me what more can I? Tell me what more, what more, what more can I do? Tell me what more can I, what more can I It's a long road, it's a hard road. Tell me what more can I do? Except in sackcloth and ashes, where I lay my body on the ground. In sackcloth and ashes, Lord, I lay my broken body on the ground. Well, in sackcloth and ashes, Lord, I'll lay my broken body on the ground. She was there once, she is gone now. Tell me what more can I do? Except in sackcloth, well, in ashes, I'll lay my body on the ground. Well, in sackcloth and ashes, Lord, I'll lay my broken body on the ground. Well, in sackcloth and ashes, Lord, I'll lay. Well, I'll lay my broken body on the ground.
Right. And that song is
That's a song called Sackcloth and Ashes. That's off a record of mine called Thrift Store Sorcerer. It's all recorded with instruments that I found in thrift stores, ironically.
Nice.
Yeah, or appropriately named, rather. Yeah.
yeah.
Yep. And that's a song. Yeah. So that was written in Scotland, and the backstory on that one is that I had a friend at the time whose wife was dying of cancer, and which is not a lightweight subject at all. And I remember talking to him not so much about the cancer and the cancer treatments, because it was that was a struggle enough. But I asked him how he was doing at the time, and he said, kind of the obvious things. I'm struggling, blah blah blah. But he also said something I've just never forgotten. He said, I'm fighting a lot with God about this. And he said, sometimes when you argue with God, you use short sentences. Wow, I mean, that's pretty true when you feel like you're losing a fight and it just doesn't seem fair, right? The things that come out of your mouth are simple and to the point. And that was kind of the style that guides the lyrical structure like that, right? It's very simple, it's very repetitive, it's very just like you would if you were in a situation like that where you're grieving for somebody that's still with you and you're losing.
Yeah, well, that feeling definitely comes through in that song. I mean, every time I hear you play it, it's like, wow, that's a heart gripper.
Yeah, it's hard to lead off with that when it's kind of a non-trivial song, but it's a really meaningful one for me. So
yeah. So what else you got for us?
Yeah, let's continue in the vein of heavyweight songs. Let's not. Let's do something that's a little lighter weight. As Murray's come to know, lightweight for me means something different than it does for the rest of the world. Here we are, just like two early risers, hand in hand when the sun breaks horizon. She wants to know if sunrise home is somewhere out under the sea. Well, we walk the beach, well, it's full of surprises, clutching seashells as if they were prizes we'll take home to her mother's breakfast tray. Serve them with coffee and cold toast. And now this I know, well, I swear it to be true. She'll always be girl on the beach, well, be. She wrote the rule book when she was just 4 in a room where ladybugs, they lined all the walls, and the ladybug queen would send down for tea and explain the way the world works to me. Things like arms going first when you're putting on a shirt, and a tutu and cowboy boots, well, that's for after work. And how to make tea for a ladybug queen. not too hard for Eeyore and me. And now this I know, well, I swear to be true. She'll always be Ladybug Queen Bee. Sweet 16, you know, she's like a walking tempest. Notes from teachers, they'll come home in conquest, but the Ladybug Queen still sends down 14. Explains the way the world works to me. One day soon I'll carry boxes from a parked car. From then on, you know, I'll watch from afar as Ladybug leaves the nest on her own two wings and flies without ever looking down. And now this I know, well, I swear to be true. She'll always be Ladybug Queen Bee. That girl on the beach with me. Yeah, that girl on the beach with me. Yeah, that girl on the beach, if it's only in my mind.
Nice.
Another lightweight one.
Well, certainly lighter weight than the first.
Yeah, it is a little bit lighter weight than that one. So let me think. What should we tell you about that one? That's a song called "A Girl on the Beach." And I wrote that one actually sitting on the beach, watching two things happen at the same time. One of which was my brother-in-law was playing with his daughter in the surf. She was about 2 or 3 years old at the time, and she was off to my left, and off to my right while I was standing in the surf was my daughter, who was just figuring out the logistics of packing herself up to go off to university. And it was one of those moments, I don't know if this ever happened to you, but it struck me that, you know, sometimes life just kind of collapses down to a single point in time. It's like we think it's long and it's not. It's
Yeah.
just a firefly spark or something. It's over and quick. And it was amazing to me sitting there realizing how it seemed like it was yesterday that I was, you know, playing with a 2-year-old, and now I was packing, you know, a 17-year-old off to go to university. And that's a complicated moment, right? It's when everything just comes rushing by in a single view. So it was an attempt really to kind of capture that sentiment, sitting there watching those two things happen at the same time.
Yeah. Really.
Stuff, man. Really dug it. I think I know where you got your first name from, because you're in a great tradition.
Mhm.
Yeah, so the name actually comes from, my dad never called me by my name in his entire life. Well, except when he was mad at me. That's when I heard my name. You know, he always called me son. That's where that came from, right? And it was just kind of a family thing until one night my band was playing for a guy named James Cotton, a world famous harmonica player.
Yeah.
And James Cotton, just for some reason, he didn't know about this, but I asked him a question about, you know, could we sit in that night or what it was, I don't even remember. He said, son, and then he answered the question, and the guy, he does it too. And so it just, from there, it just stuck, right? I mean, it started, originally it started as sort of like they would tease me about it. And then when James Cotton did it, was like, holy cow, okay, that's legit now, right? So,
Yeah.
Wow.
think of like Sun Seals and Son House and good Lord, Sun
Yep.
Jack, a whole bunch
That's
of
who I was referring to. Oh yeah.
Son House.
Oh yeah, I love Son House.
Oh yeah, me too. Me
Son
too.
Bono.
He wrote a few good tunes. Yeah. Okay.
Different one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sonny and Cher. Yeah, he did all right.
Son,
Yeah, I was just barely 17 when I met James Cotton. I met the whole Muddy Waters band
Wow.
Oh,
in
nice.
Cambridge, Massachusetts, at a coffee house. I couldn't get into
right
the
place.
show. I had to stand outside in the drizzle, and I got the people sitting next to the window to open up the window, and I
Mm.
listened to the whole show, and then when it was over, I pushed my way into the crowd and went backstage.
Wow.
Yeah.
Those
And
were
that's why
such
Fred
good
is on Fine
days.
Music. Mhm.
Those were such good days to be a kid when the music was. I mean, Muddy Waters,
Yeah,
Home
it was incredible.
live and touring, and they were in their prime. And BB King was dangerous back then, not the sort of
Yeah.
safe thing that he evolved into. I remember my folks took me to see. I don't know why they did it, but God bless them because they did. They took me to see BB King back early in the '70s, and
Ah,
back when he had an edge to him. He was just an amazing guitar player. It was an amazing
yeah.
performance, and oh my God, you talk about those life-changing concerts that you go to, right? That was
Mhm.
Yeah.
what a night.
When I saw him, he had a great rapport with the audience. Just saw him at the
Yeah.
Belly Up Tavern here in Solana Beach. And he just had this just an ongoing conversation. It was like he was in your living room, you know?
Yeah.
And then you just wail on the thing, guitar. Same with Buddy Guy,
Yeah.
you know?
So
So now,
speaking of
son Henry.
concerts, you got some shows coming up, right?
Who,
I
me?
mean, you
Oh, yeah.
folks can't go see them, but people in Rochester might watch this, and so just give
So,
a
yeah, we got a couple of things. We got a couple of things coming up. We're playing at the Estival Festival this weekend. We're playing at the Cornhill Festival in a couple of weeks. We're doing the one of the Friday night music series in Pittsford Village in early August.
Yeah.
And so we got a bunch of festival dates that are really, really hard to miss. We'll be at a bar called Russell Station on Friday. And then, for anybody that's listening from the UK, we'll be all over the UK in the month of September. So
Wow.
starting in Aberdeen and playing all the way down well into Wales and just a near miss in London and then heading back up north on the other side of the country. So yeah, it's
Nice.
gonna be a busy couple of
Cool.
months.
Now, with all that going on, are you still going to make the Blues Jam on Sunday, Main Place Tavern?
We'll be there this Sunday, and then next Sunday I'm playing in Austin. So yeah, it's good.
Okay.
I'm with my
Well,
buddy.
this Sunday, I might want to talk to you, like send you an email and see if we can work out something to do together this
Yeah,
coming Sunday. I got an idea and some notes for it.
yeah. Murray's really modest, but I seriously call him the poet laureate of Rochester, New York.
Nice.
He's my favorite poet, and we did a thing about 2 weeks ago where he came up and read some of his poetry, and we tried to play appropriate background music with the house band behind it.
Ah,
It was
great.
Yeah.
a really, really cool experiment, and so we did a little bit of a post processing on the day, and thought if we're going to do it again, we would approach it just like so. We're going to try it again. I'm really psyched.
Yeah.
Right?
Nice. Cool.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, thanks for sitting in and giving people a chance to hear some of your
Yeah,
music.
thank you.
Thank you very much, folks. www.sonhenry.com.
Yeah,
Thank you very much for
there
your
you go.
time.
In case you didn't catch that, www. I haven't heard that in a while. sonhenry.com. Go there.
Yes.